Split, Croatia's second largest city. At its heart is the Roman Emperor Diocletian's palace dating back over 1700 years. The ancient capital of Dalmatia, Split has passed through Byzantine, Venetian, Hungarian, Italian, French, Austrian, German and Yugoslavian hands. Today, this World Heritage Site has its own unmistakable identity, and dozens of bars, restaurants and shops are thriving in the surrounds of the historic palace walls. A stone's throw from the old centre is Bačvice beach, and it's here in the turquoise Adriatic waters that a game of no minor historic import can be found. A little like water polo, a little like volleyball. To some, you can only be considered a true player if you compete wearing Speedos. This is the sport of Picigin.
People started playing Picigin in Split over 80 years ago. It was a fun distraction, something you only needed a small ball to play. Back then, players would stand in a smaller circle. It was usually well-built young guys trying to impress the girls on Bačvice beach. It was an easy, fun and relaxing game. The meaning of the word Picigin, pizzigare, is to have fun, to joke around. But it's evolved into a serious sport.
Picigin is played with a tennis ball that's been peeled down to its rubber interior. With players standing in a roughly circular formation, the aim is simply to prevent the ball from entering the water. Players must pass to each other with one touch of the Picigin ballon and aim to build the most creative and spectacular of rallies in the process. While players might be found bounding across shores in Cyprus, Portugal and Italy, it's only here on Bačvice beach in Split that the true form of the game is played. With a career spanning 4 decades, Antisha Truta is a veteran of the Picigin scene.
Picigin is a widespread sport nowadays, but there are only 20 to 30 players in the world who actually play real Picigin, or world Picigin. Everyone else is still playing a form of Picigin, but not like we do it here. If you have a look at this beach, the sea is only 5 to 10 centimeters deep. The sand is perfect. No place exists anywhere else in the world that is more suited to playing Picigin.
It's said that sport in Split originates on Bačvice beach. And that's no small claim for the self-proclaimed sportiest city in the world, with a roll call of Olympians and champions across a spectrum of sports. The only sand beach in this vast stretch of Croatia's Dalmatian coast, for decades people have flocked here to relax, socialise and play sport. And it was purportedly a group of students from Prague in 1908 struggling to play water polo in the shallow waters who first invented Picigin.
The feeling for passing the ball and for hitting the ball is something you can only get through playing the game itself, through spending time on the beach. You normally hit the ball with the middle of the palm, but there are different techniques. Sometimes you might slice it with your fingers. Everything depends on the quality of the players you are playing with.
The benefits of playing Picigin are plentiful. Played by men and women, it's a game which is as appealing to a 20-year-old as a 70-year-old. It's a full-body workout in the sun. The beachfront's shallow water and sand reduces stress on joints when running, and with players diving up to 50 times in a game, the flat seabed makes for a forgiving landing after chasing ambitious passes. Alongside a dozen or so others, Zeljan Rajic turns up to play every morning.
I started playing Picigin some 15 years ago. The most important thing for a Picigin player is to have precise hands, so you can pass the ball well. Being able to dive and jump well helps, but mostly it's practice. We play here in Bačvice every day. We've been playing together for a very long time and know each other very well.
Love for the sport is all it takes. Picigin is very addictive, more so than any drug. For me, it's greater than football. I like to play and watch Picigin far more than I like to watch football. That might sound odd, but here it's quite normal.
There are no formal rules for the game, no points and no winners or losers. However, the correct number of players playing at any one time is 5, with substitutions permitted at any point. In the annual World Championships, which have run on Bačvice since 2005, a competitive element is introduced, however, with 8 judges rating teams on artistic merit.
I enjoy it most when I manage to reach a really difficult ball. That's the best part of the game, the biggest pleasure. When the team is playing well and the game is of a high standard, it's just the best feeling.
An alternative interpretation of the word Picigin comes from the Italian verb to pinch. The way in which a Picigin ball is created is by plucking or pinching the hairs out of a regular tennis ball, leaving the bald rubber interior. Alongside teammates Zeljan and Antisha, Ante Akrap is a current world champion.
The Picigin ball, or balon, is made out of a tennis ball. As you can see, this one is black, but it can be various colours. It can be grey, yellow. It just depends on what emerges when you peel it. You never know. The best Picigin balls are made by Drago Krpecic. He's made hundreds of them, and we call him the Picigin ball master.
As much part of the ritual as gathering by the same bench every morning or stripping down to your swimsuit in the middle of winter for the famous New Year's Day game is the celebration with fellow players afterwards. Picigin, played in its purest form on Bačvice beach in Split, is simply a way of life.
All the pleasure that a person can get from love, they can get from playing Picigin. You need to try it to see what Picigin can give you. It takes some effort and fatigue, sweet fatigue, but it will give you everything that is good in life.
Friendships, hanging out together, from pensioners to kids who are still at school. People here can talk to each other about anything, and there are no arguments. When they come here, they just enjoy it, joke around, and have fun. It's a great feeling.
There's no comparison. This is the best and most unique game in the world.